Behind me here is the Ormond Beach Sports Complex, where a man this week was trespassed for sticking up for his son when his son, an 8-year-old child, took his helmet off for the national anthem to show respect. Well, we went down to the police department to find out why, and I also reached out for comment from the organization that sponsors the football team. Let's take a look.
Saturday, October 4th, my son was standing there at the 9U football game for the national anthem at approximately 8:30 in the morning. The announcer came across the board and said, "Everybody please rise, remove your head covering for the national anthem." Nobody else on the team was doing it. My son pulled his helmet off, put his hand on his heart, and during the national anthem, Coach Kendall approached him and told him to put his helmet back on if there was anything wrong with his helmet. And my son said, "No, my father said it was okay if I do this." And he was instructed to go ahead and put his helmet back on during the national anthem.
About trespass warnings, I'm only asking. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a legal advisor or anything like that. I'm asking questions because I need to know when I come over here. But can you guys force ID for people for trespass? Like say, I need your ID to issue a trespass.
If there's probably another reason than just the trespass that was going on,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look. I'd have to look at this call to even see what was. Obviously, I wasn't a part of it, so I don't know what's going on.
I understand.
So basically, yeah.
To answer your question, if it's just a I'd have to double check on that. If the only issue was trespass you,
Yep. I just don't want them here. I don't like them.
right? I don't know that we could force ID, but if there's another issue, loitering, prowling, if there's another type of call that we could legally ID you for, then yeah, we can.
The incident occurred at 700 Hall Road. I guess that's the
Sports complex.
Sports complex.
Yeah.
But on here, the trespass locations, name of the business is that. Do you know what this is? This 209 Heatherwood?
Somebody's house.
We're just trying to figure it out. So, because in the real world, if you write something false or you write something incorrect, it's only what we can go off of. You're missing a diamond out of your ring.
I know. It's been that way.
We're basically the only thing we can go off is what this is. So is he trespassed from 209 Heatherwood?
So let me go look at it real quick.
I don't know how this works, and we're trying to figure it out.
Trespass location. Yeah, I'd have to double check the make sure that road in there doesn't sound like a name in there.
Yeah, it comes
I know
to
there is a road in there, but I don't think that's the name of it.
it's a house in Plantation.
So, in Plantation, okay.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure it out.
Well, then that's incorrect on there.
Yeah, so we
I'm
gotta.
not sure why that would be.
So
I'm not sure why that would be in there, but
One of the other things I was gonna ask about here is, hold on so I can read it, but it says, in addition, the complainant has been advised of the procedure for lifting the warning and how long it will be on there. Due process is a really cool thing. It's like one of the most amazing things that we have in this world is the ability to challenge our accusers and go to court and all that. Nowhere in this form here is any reference to the ordinance that says how to appeal this. So how does one appeal this?
you have to appeal it in writing.
Yeah.
I believe it's within 10 days.
15.
I'd have to double check. Okay, 15 days. You can appeal it to the chief, and that will.
I hollered at him a few times and he won't come over.
This is in regards to an 8-year-old boy that's standing for the flag, by the way.
That was trespassed?
I was trespassed for standing up for my son for standing for the flag.
Okay.
Taking the helmet off.
Taking his helmet off for the flag. He was tagging off, standing for the flag at attention. Coach told him to put his helmet back on. I just, Coach, why you made him put his helmet back on? That's when I get yelled at, screamed at, and was told to.
Okay.
The policymaker is the chief, right?
Yes.
And I tried a couple times when he walked by. He's just walking by and wants, Chief Godfrey, come over here for a second. We can't get him to accept this trespass hearing. You know how service works. You ever been served?
I have.
Yes, you have. When you get served, the person has to hand it directly to you. He did an alternative where he put in there basically they received it, but how do we know that this is going to be checked over and made sure that his appeal process and his due process is good? Because one of the things that I was mentioning on here, you said 10 days, it's 15. It doesn't, I don't think it says in writing in the ordinance, but we have all of these warnings down here about trespassing a conveyance or another structure. How come we don't have the appeal process in here like Catron versus the city of St. Petersburg says?
I do not know. I know this is from this trespass is generated through a different system.
Yeah.
So it may be we didn't provide all the information that we needed to in there, so that could be a simple fix now that you brought it to our attention that it's not on there.
I mean, the cops should know the law. And what's the officer's name that was on the phone with? Rodriguez or Garcia?
Garcia's.
17 years. He didn't know the process. And he has trespassed people from public places sometimes, and that's one of the things. It's just, you remember writing tickets. I don't know when the last time you wrote a ticket was, but I think it was over on Beachside possibly.
Probably.
You were over there on some special events. And remember the 1, 2, 3 have option number 1, number 2, number 3. You remember when people interrupted you and you were, all right, I know my rights. No, sir, I need to read these to you. Same thing applies here. We got to be able to know what our due process is. And so I'm wondering if I can get a copy of this one updated with what Catrone versus City of St. Petersburg indicated. So.
Well, it won't be today because it's going to take a little bit to get updated, but I can run this by the chief and recommend that, because I would agree that probably needs to be in there if it's not in there.
What time frame? Because when you come to us, us meaning the government, you want us to be in compliance within X amount of days or immediately. Like for instance, you can't leave here back in the old days until you take that 10 off your vehicle. So
I honestly couldn't give you a time frame, but I will get on that and see what we need to do about adding that little bit in there.
Do you guys know how many people are authorized representatives to trespass people from a public park at all?
So that, I think I just saw that on your form there.
Which one? This one here?
The trespass, where's the trespass one that you had?
Right there.
Yeah, so what I'll have to do is, because I see where it says, this Alex, who's a commissioner, is that what it says?
Is he a city commissioner?
So I don't know, I have to look into to see if he's a representative of the city or if he has that type of authorization to even issue this to begin with. Because it's a city property, our officer can issue it, but that's not what this, obviously what this says, that lists him by name. So I'll have to look into that and see.
Yeah, because
I don't know, I'll have to reach out to like our leisure services, because I don't know what type of agreements they might have with the commission of the sports and things like that.
And how long does that process take?
I can reach out to them today.
Because my son has practice today.
Because the reason why I'm curious about that, because it says in here, RP also wants the male and his son trespass from the property. Per RP will watch for units by the concession stand. So because he wants him, the kid an 8-year-old trespass. I mean that's so bad. I mean this is where this is going. This is
extreme.
So I heard that you take your helmet off when the national anthem comes on. Is that right?
Yeah.
And why do you do that? Is it like for respect?
Yeah. For freedom.
For freedom. And did you get in trouble for taking yours off on your football game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the national anthem concluded, I went down to the ballpark and called Coach over to talk to him. When I called Coach over to talk to him, he told me, no other player had that on, and he shouldn't have had his helmet off as well. And as I said, it was his right, his freedom to make sure that happened. He continued to scream and cuss at me as he ran across the field, and Coach just said, this ain't the time to do that.
So procedurally, this whole trespass was a nightmare. We don't even know if they had authorization to trespass him. But more importantly, the patriotism of an 8-year-old was stifled by a coach is absolutely heartbreaking. Well, it's not the government who took the rights away from this 8-year-old. It was the government who went ahead and officially trespassed him from actually seeing his son there. Now, the lieutenant that you see in the video here, I guess he did the right thing. He went back and found out what was going on and provided a resolution to this. He rescinded the trespass, and this is what the man had to say. So real quick, hey, I know we just left there, but tell me about this phone call you just got.
So Lieutenant just called me, the one that we spoke to in that room. I can't remember the officer's exact name, but he gave me a call and was like, hey, Mr. Carlson, just to let you know, I am investigating this, and due to all the errors and everything else in this paperwork here, we are descending the trespass notice from you. And I said, oh, appreciate that. What does that mean? Does that mean I can go down there today? He says, as long as you don't go down there and raise any kind of hell or anything like that, you'll be good to go.